8,000 years ago, all demons unified the demon world and launched a cataclysmic battle against the immortal world. When immortals were losing a hope of life appear into the sky, the immortal Empress Yihi comes to turn the tide. When immortals saw her, they cheer for her. Immortals thought that the Empress Yihi is here. They are saved. Empress Yihi raised her hand, and a divine long sword appeared into the sky. Demons were scared. Immortals were shouting that the Empress is invincible in the three realms, kill the demons. But suddenly, Demon Chuo covered that divine sword. Empress Yihi was surprised to see the Demon Chuo on the divine sword. That divine sword vanished into thin air, and a man appeared, who was flying on a skull-shaped dark cloud. Empress Yihi asked him if he is the one who merged the blood of the holy demon, created the holy demon temple, and unified the demon world. He is the supreme demon lord of the demon world, Putian Hans. He told her that he is the one who did all of those things. Empress Yihi gets angry. She asked him why did he sacrifice so many lives. Putian told her that he did it because he was bored. Empress Yihi, after hearing him, gets more angry. She summons many holy sword. She said, demon heresy, crazy to the extreme. She fly towards Putian. She said this empress is going to kill the demon today. She used a holy sword to attack Putian. There was a huge blast into the sky. Everyone looks at the sky to see what happened. In the smoke, two figures appear. Putian killed the Empress Yihi by stabbed her chest with his hand. He said, it's such a pity that even she can't win the deity. From then on, within the three realms, the deity has to be invincible. Empress Yihi was very angry and was in pain. She called him demon and told him that this hatred is unbearable. She will remember him, and he will remember her too. No matter the millennium or 10,000 years, she will come back for revenge. While saying that she vanished into thin air, Putian was now invincible. 8,000 years later, Putian was seating on the heavenly seat. He said that the deity has been invincible for nearly 10,000 years, with endless life and monstrous rites, but he has never been able to prove the Tao and transcendence. He was thinking that 10,000 years ago, when the deity came to this foreign land from the earth, he was alone, with no family, no relatives, and no reason. He grabbed his chest thinking that this loneliness is the greatest, which is obstructing the deity's transcendence and proving Tao. He stand up in front of the heavenly gate and shouted, "Open the gate," he said. "Let him open mortal world, the gate to thee and travel the world as a mortal." He was thinking, how can he transcend without going through the red dust? He sealed his body with demonic energy and demonic blood as a mortal, and go to lower realm to experience the long-lost ordinary life. He left the immortal world to look at the world in all its forms, find the most ordinary happiness. In Swantian Domain's Fengjing city, a girl was cleaning her yard. Suddenly a man enters the house telling her wife that he met the god of wealth today, and this month's rent has fallen. When that girl saw him, she was too happy because he is her loving husband. She runs towards him and kisses him. Both of them were happy to see each other. That man is Pu Tian, the supreme demon lord of the demon world. That girl said husband is finally back. She grabbed his hand and told him to come on, the food is ready. If you don't eat it, it will be cold. Pu Tian was thinking that this is the ordinary world. He is used to seeing the intrigue in the demon world, but this is the life he want. He was happy for inside. He was eating with her he said that the wife's cooking is still so good. She was happy seeing him eating. She told him to eat slowly. If not enough, she'll do more. She asked him, how was business today? He told her to don't be too surprised. He shows her a 12 taels silver. She was too surprised to 12 taels. She said, there are actually 12 taels, so many. She was shivering. Pu Tian asked her what's the matter. She was scared. She asked her husband, did he rob? Pu Tian said no to her. He asked her to listen to him. He told her that a child was about to be baptized. His grandfather wants to buy him a gift, and that kid took a fancy to the monkey king that he sculpted. That old man was happy to see his grandchildren happy. As a result, as soon as he pay, it was 12 taels. He didn't even ask for money. His wife was happy when she hears that. She takes those 12 taels and told him that he is going to pack it up. Pu Tian was thinking that nether mortals are mortal to the naked eye. The things carved by the deity, each knife contains the true meaning of the most powerful Tao. For at 12 taels, the fortune of genius is not enough. But then he thought, that child was born with a pair of supreme bones, with extraordinary luck. If he had the chance, he would be able to penetrate the mystery, but it all depends on his creation. Pu Tian was resting with his wife in their backyard. He was thinking that 3 meals a day, light tea and light rice. After dinner, he chatted about poetry, played the zither and painted. He looks at her. She looks at him. What a wonderful day. On evening when the sun sets, she was enjoying the scenery. Pu Tian come from back and grabbed her. She was embarrassed. He told her that, "It's getting late, they should go to bed." She put her hand on his head and asked him, do he want to bully her again? Pu Tian replied that he want to. She smiles and told him to let's go. Pu Tian took her in his arms and goes inside the room. She seats on their bed and asks him, why is he still standing by? She ordered him to come near her. When Pu Tian heard her, he jumped on the bed and kisses her. They have a very intense night making love. At night when Pu Tian and his wife were sleeping, his wife had a dream. She was in a unique place like heaven. She was thinking, where is she? Why does it feel to be familiar? She was seating into a high place, and many people were bowing before her. They said, thank you, Supreme Yi Empress, bless all beings in the 3 realms. When she heard the word Yi Empress, she remembered that she is the Empress Yihe. She was born with a spiritual and mortal body, have experienced countless disasters. With great perseverance, she will eventually become the central heavenly Empress and lead the immortals, become the Lord of the immortal world. Her power makes the innate gods and demons of chaos be amazed by it. In the ancient immortal and demon battle, the demons she killed alone were trembling with fear, hiding their traces. She have brought tens of thousands of years of peace to the 3 realms, until he shows up. She fought against him for 3 days and 3 nights, and finally lost. She fall on the spot. She wakes up. She was happy thinking that she is actually the reincarnation of the central heavenly Empress of the immortal world. She don't know what the chance was, that she awakened her immortal consciousness, and the memories of her previous life kept pouring out. Suddenly, Pu Tian grabbed her waist while sleeping. She was surprised. She was embarrassed. She was thinking that she is a dignified central heavenly emperor, admired by thousands of people, and no one has ever dared to think wrongly about her. But she have been interacted with tens of thousands of times by this mortal person. When she looks at her clothes, she thought that he actually let the Empress wear such a shameful thing. If it gets out, isn't Empress became a joke in the 3 realms. She looks at Pu Tian and thought that only kill him and destroy the corpse. She put her hand on him, but he was talking in sleep. He was telling her wife that tomorrow he want to eat stewed tofu, the kind that is tender and tender. When she hears that, she stopped. She smiles and thought that she get along with him day and night. The zither and the melody, the rain and the dew are happy. How could she be able to do it? She put her hand on his cheeks and thought, even if she is the heavenly Empress, Yihe, what if she is the supreme being of the 3 realms? Since she have such a relationship with him as a husband and wife, then she will always be his wife. She thought that now this Empress will let Demon Lord go first. Wait until this Empress recovers and returns to the immortal world. She will find him to settle the account. Then she will guard her husband. She don't know that the one she wants to kill is her husband, who is sleeping beside her asking for kiss. Empress Yihe goes near him. When she kissed, she was thinking that she will protect him all her life. No one can hurt him. In the morning, Pu Tian wakes up. Then he wake up her wife. He asked his wife to dress him up. Empress Yihe leant of his shoulder and said, all right, husband. When she was dressing him, he grabbed her waist. He said, for such a virtuous wife that husband can marry, she have nothing to ask for in this life. She told him that she've run out of pharyngeal cream and water powder, and asked him come buy it with her today. He said, okay. He told husband will change clothes for her, and ask her what kind of clothes does she want to wear on the street. Empress Yihe was embarrassed. She told him to choose. She trust his vision. When Pu Tian dressed her up in white clothes, she was looking like a goddess. When he was making her hair, he told her that he felt emotional at this time. Empress Yihe turned around and asked him, what does he mean? He said, it's hard to imagine that there is such a beautiful woman in the world. She smiles. She said, when she don't dress up, isn't it pretty? Pu Tian was embarrassed. He thought that she actually gave him a title for his debut. Pu Tian hooges her and said, no. He said that when the wife is not dressed up, she is indeed as light and elegant as a chrysanthemum. Whichever look is the most beautiful in his heart. Empress Yihe kisses him. She said he is too sweet and told him to let's go. When they enters the market, Piu Tian was some guys waking in black clothes, but Empress Yihi told him to wait for her. Here, she'll take a look. When Pu Tian was waiting for her, he heard a voice. Superb bunny girl. Pu Tian looks that way. There was a merchant who was selling bunny girls. When Pu Tian saw them, he thought that, in this world, the strong eat the weak, being weak is a sin. That merchant called Pu Tian and asked him, would he like to buy a bunny girl, guaranteed to keep him comfortable and refreshed? Pu Tian with a thought said no to him. That merchant said 20% off special offer. If he miss it, there will be no next time. Pu Tian looks at him and thought truly pitiful. It is a shame that the world is ruthless, regards all living beings as cud dos. Suddenly Empress Yihi appeared behind him and said to him that the soul has been hooked away. Would he like to buy one? Will serve him well at night. Pu Tian was scared. He turns around and tries to explain himself. He said he don't mean it that way. She was angry, she said. She just walked away for a while. He can't control his eyes, right? Can only see how hurt he is. Might as well buy them all. Pu Tian hold her hand and said her, come on and go to the next one. She free her hand and turned back and told him to don't go. Take a look. See how many he can buy with his money. Pu Tian said looking at the wife every day. How can others catch his eye? Empress Yihe was very angry. She was thinking that, this merchant Yue Baozhai, he is actually in front of her, doing such a sinful business, and wanting to bring down her man. He will soon disappear from this Fengjing city. She was very angry. Both Pu Tian and that merchant were scared of her. Then Pu Tian goes with her to buy clothes, jewelry, and they goes to eat something. When she was happy, Pu Tian asked her that, after shopping for a long time, have bought everything that should be bought and should not be bought. Let's go back. She said, okay. Suddenly there was some noise. There were soldiers walking beside a carriage. In that carriage, a pink hair girl was seating. Everyone was cheering that, the general returns to the city. Pu Tian and his wife goes there and ask, which woman is this? So imposing. P, a man who was beside him, said, that this is the younger sister of Fu Tianyu, the goddess. They didn't expect that she actually quelled the rebellion of the demon wolf clan and returned so quickly. What a strong woman. Other guy said that's right. She is the youngest god of war in the dynasty and the first confidant of the Empress Shen Feng. When Empress Yihe saw that pink hair girl, she thought that it's not bad. Back so soon. That pink hair girl looks at Pu Tian. Suddenly Pu Tian felt something. That was evil ki that was coming from the people who he saw when he was entering the market. He thought, is someone going to do something? Suddenly a man jumped in front of the carriage and threw a thunderbolt towards that pink hair girl. Pu Tian noticed that it a thunderbolt, which is dangerous for mortal. A guard shouted that, there are assassins. That girl opens her eyes. Pu Tian hold his wife to protect her. That pink hair girl jumped from her carriage and sliced that thunderbolt into half. There was a huge blast into the sky. Everyone started running away. That pink hair girl looks at those assassins, the assassin's leader said. Great. According to plan, kill her. Pink hair girl said, everyone obey. All the soldier looks at them. She told them to kill them all. Those assassins were flying. They are all cultivators. Also there was a great cultivator in the contemplative realm. Assassins used Heaven's seal. Other one Ruyi ruler. Other one used the order of the king of hell. Fourth guy used fire phoenix feather to attack that pink hair girl. The soldiers make a shield to protect her. There was huge blast. Everyone started running away from there. When Piu Tian looks at them, he thought, what a disappointment. A group of ants. If it wasn't for the fear of unsealing the demonic Qi and hurting the wife, the deity would not have waited for her. He thought that, just in case, let's take the wife home first. He turns around saying, wife, don't be afraid, come back with husband first. But he saw that there was a fat and ugly girl was standing beside him instead of his beautiful wife. That girl said, young master, save the slave family. Pu Tian was shocked. He thought she is a monster. He was almost out of breath. But he thought that this is not the time to think about that. He grabbed that girl's clothes and asked her, where is his wife? That girl said, young master, don't know. She was embarrassed. She said under the watchful eyes of the public, arresting the slave's body like this. Could it be that the young master wants her? When Pu Tian heard her, he thought of destroying this world. Pu Tian grabbed her shoulder. His eyes were glowing. Because of anger, he asked that girl, how dare she be so disgusting? He looks at her and asks, do she want to dance? He threw that girl away. That girl shouted, "The young master is so rude." She goes flying and hit an assassin who was trying to sneak attack the pink hair girl. That pink hair girl thought, what was that just now? When she looks back, two people were lying on the ground on each other. After throwing her, Tian finally calmed down. He put his hand on his head and thought that, fortunately, the deity had foresight, expected this to happen, performed the concentric induction technique on the wife. He used his concentric induction to look for her, and finally found that his wife is no longer around now, probably pushed away by the crowd. Tian said, although there is no pain, but there is panic and resentment surging inside him. He was very angry. He called those assassins bunch of assholes. A assassin was passing by Tian. He grabbed that assassin's head. He was releasing lots of spiritual energy. He said that they commit such a heinous crime, all of them must die. That assassin asked him, who is he? Looking for death. Tian thought that he can't unlock too many seals. Oregon. The mortals around will be shocked to death by his domineering. Then he untied the 1,000,000 points first and blast that assassin head with his hand. Tian noticed that the thing he used just now is not the demon QI, instead it's immortal QE. He was surprised that, as the supreme being of the demon realm, he still have immortal chi. He said it really make the deity miss it. Who would have thought of him as the supreme god of the demon world? Used to be a immortal cultivator. Before entering the demon world, he used to be a cultivator who stepped into the path of immortality. The path to immortality is extremely difficult. Every step is as difficult as reaching the heaven. It starts with foundation, koi gathering, concentrate, profound, divine fire, divine tribulation, longevity, immortality, and even the limit of earthly cultivation, true immortal. It was extremely difficult step by step, but he relied on the incomparable talent, walked down with a firm Tao heart. In the end, become a true immortal, ascension to the immortal world. But he don't thought to have a sudden change in the process, accidentally fused holy demon blood, broken the path of heaven and immortal, fell into the demon world. Tian laughs, he said. It really surprised him. He thought that after entering the demon world, the path of immortality would be cut off unexpectedly. The immortal chi is still there. Is the cultivation of this heavenly immortal just suppressed by the demon world? Suddenly another assassin tried to attack Tian, saying, how dare he kill their brother? He attacked Tian with his weapon from back, but that weapon was stopped by Tian's protective shield. That weapon bounced back and hit that assassin. That assassin died with a huge blast. Tian thought that, unprecedented in the three worlds, the two spirits of the immortals and demons coexist in the same body. He smiles and thought of a immortal demon cultivator. It's very interesting. He thought that his enemies are all over the three realms. If the demonic chi is leaked, they will seek revenge and accidentally hurt the wife. It will be bad. Fortunately, this immortal cultivation base is still there. It will be much easier to move in the future. His eyes glow like fire. He decided to first send these assassins who don't have long eyes to reincarnate. Those assassins surround the general. There was more than 10 cultivators in the concentrate realm. That general was exhausted. The soldiers who were protecting her told her to go away, because the other party is the killer this time. General told them to shut up and hold on. Wait until her brother sends troops. This general will never leave them behind. Those assassins were laughing at the general. They said to her that she is already at the end of the battle. The first confidant of the Empress Shen Feng is nothing more than that. General was very angry. She was thinking that although she is already in the concentrate realm, she is a first-class master in the kingdom. But there are more than 10 concentrate realm from the opposite side. What is this big deal? Those assassins attacked her for the last time to kill her. General was praying that her brother, come here soon. Suddenly a strong spiritual energy flows around those assassins, and they disappeared from there. General was surprised. She asked, what's wrong? What happened? What about the assassins? Soldiers report to her that it seems assassins have disappeared. She thought, is it the hell in broad daylight, or is it fraudulent? Tian was looking at them. He thought that they are weak too weak. A trace of the deity's spiritual consciousness overflowed, and they turned into power. Are mortals who are not immortals, all this weak. He thought that the difference between immortals and mortals is like the difference between clouds and mud cannot be crossed. He jumped on a house and said that he has already vented anger on her behalf. The wife is all right. However, his immortal chi is too conspicuous in this mortal world, so he should seal his cultivation base and go to find the wife. He goes to find her fine. On the other side, the main hall of Tianfeng Palace. A old man said that, "Your Majesty has a command. Wei Chen Shuifeng, pay respect." He blow down in front the Majesty and said, "Wei Chen Shuifeng, pay respect to Her Majesty the Queen," she told him. "Raise his head, great commander of the Phoenix Guard." He looks at her. She is Empress Yihe, who is also Pu Tian's wife and Tianfeng Kingdom's queen. She was very angry. She said to him that he is in charge of the strongest guard in Tianfeng City. She hope he can come up with a result. He was very scared, he said. "Answer to your Majesty. The assassins who besieged General Fu Tianyu disappeared out of thin air. Old subordinate have no way to check. There is no trace of their disappearance at all." When she hears that, she gets more angry. She said to him that, no matter how much it costs, the people behind this group of assassins must be dug up. He again blow down again and said, "Yes." The old subordinate went back and mobilized all the Shenfeng Guard to take action. He will definitely live up to the decree. He was scared, thinking that this unprecedented murderous aura, as real as it has been seen before, even the old man could hardly bear it. Haven't seen it for a few days. The realm of Her Majesty, the Queen, is even more unfathomable. She told him that once he found them, destroy them all, no mercy. Old man said, "Yes, old subordinate must be investigated to the end. All will be eliminated, none will remain." She told him to go away. He gets out of there. Old man thought that Her Majesty scared the old minister to death. Didn't expect that Her Majesty the Queen would think so highly of General Fu Tianyu. She must make good friends in the future. When he was walking, suddenly a little girl appeared in front of him. She asked him, "What is he doing here in a daze? Did her sister give any trouble? She can help. She is Her Highness Princess Li Wenya." Old man gets scared when he saw her. He said, "Don't bother, Your Highness. This old man can handle it." She laughs and said she lied to him. She has no time to spare. She goes to meet his sister. In Tianfeng Palace Imperial Study Room, Empress Yihe was sitting on a chair, thinking that if it wasn't for the fact that she didn't show cultivation in front of husband, how could be pushed away by the crowd? Fortunately, her husband is safe, but almost hurt her husband's enmity. Even death is not enough to appease the anger. A voice comes under the table. "The dignified queen of the Shenfeng Kingdom is actually so excited about this." It was Princess Li Wenya, she said. "It seems that sister really likes that man." Empress Yihe was embarrassed. She asked Wenya, "Why is she here?" Princess laughs and said that she's something brought to her. She give Empress a gift. Princess said to her that man is so ordinary. Did he give her some medicine? She is so fascinated. Is she willing to marry him and take care of his diet? Empress pet Princess' head and said to her that she is still young and can't understand this love between men and women. Empress Yihe was embarrassed. She said to her that, although her brother-in-law is very ordinary, it is only the 5th level of foundation. But only when she is with him, her heart will feel so peaceful and happy. There are many happy things to do. Princess asked her what happy thing can make sister so fascinated. Empress Yihe gets angry. Princess gets scared when she see her. Empress Yihe pulled her cheeks and said, "Obviously a child, don't ask so much." When Empress Yihe looks at front, she saw that sun setting. That is not good. It's so late. She usually go back to the palace to do errands while her husband is visiting the store. She was too scared, thinking that an accident happened today. She have to go back as soon as possible. If he go back and find it, he will be worried. Princess turned around to talk to Empress Yihe, but she was not there. Empress runs towards her home. When Princess saw her, she said, "It's too hard. Is this the world of adults?" On the other side, Pu Tian was too anxious. He said, "Where did the wife go? He didn't see it along the way." He thought that if the realm is opened, no matter where the wife is, the deity can be found instantly. Returning to the state of a mortal is actually so anxious. Suddenly the front door opens. It was his wife. When she was him worried, she laughs. She hugged him and said, "Husband, you are finally back." He said to her that he didn't find her along the way. He was really worried to death. She said to him that she want to find him, but afraid that he will suddenly come back and won't be able to see her. Pu Tian hugged her again. He thought that it made her wife so worried. He will take time to meet the person behind the scenes and let him have a good taste of the consequences of making his wife worry. Because when he grabbed that assassin, he looks at his memory to see who is behind the scenes. He saw a man who was behind everything, but he knows that right now there are more urgent things to do. Empress Yihe hold his hand and told him that the food is ready. "Let's go eat." Pu Tian said, "Okay." He've been looking for her for so long, his stomach is starving. They seats on the table. Then Putian asked her to feed him. She said okay. She picked up the food with her chopsticks and said to him that he have to eat as much as he want, otherwise she will be angry. Putian was very happy. He eats it and said, "Don't worry, no matter how much eat, have to consume it at night." Empress Yihe was embarrassed. She called Putian little bastard. Putian gets excited and pick her up into his arms. He said to her that the wife's meal is delicious. Husband is full of energy now. She was embarrassed. She called him liar and said that he obviously want to do bad things. After that, they have a very lovely night with each other. Next day, both of them were having breakfast. While eating, Putian said to her that if he can't eat housewife's food one day, is he afraid he'll starve to death? Empress Yihe smiles. She said, "There are so many big restaurants outside, as well as flower building. There are beauties inside. Wouldn't it be more fragrant than his rough rice, if had a few bunny girls here?" Putian gets scared because she still remembers the daytime bunny girl. He picked up a sausage and feed her. He told her to eat enough to have the strength to sleep. When she eats it, she told him to never try to please her with a sausage. She said to Putian that she is thirsty. She want to drink thick rice soup. Putian feed her soup with his hand. She was happy. She thought that being able to marry husband is the happiest thing in her life. Putian was happy and was thinking that he must protect the wife. Well, this kind of fairy-like day, he will not exchange how many supremes of the 3 realms are given to him. When they seats on their bed after eating, Empress Yihe put her leg on Putian's lap and said to him that she have been shopping for so long today. She met those bad people. They mare all broke her legs. Putian smiled to her that he hold her legs and said that he'll give her a good rub. Empress Yihe was little embarrassed. When Putian was rubbing her legs, he said to her that Fengjing City is a little unstable now. How about they move? She was surprised when she hears him. He told her that they will find a place with mountains and water. He will farm and fish. She will cook and weave. Just hug each other every day and grow old. Isn't it okay? Empress Yihe really want to go with her husband. But if she leave now, the other kings are bound to be in chaos. She said to Putian that she don't want to. She started crying. She said she don't want to move. She said she is used to living here. Snacks in Fengqi Alley, Rouge of Well City. There is also the aromatherapy of Chunfeng Pavilion, which everyone is reluctant to bear. When Putian saw her crying, to stop her, he told her that they don't have to go. They just need to be more careful in the future. Putian thought that it's him who didn't think much about it. As long as he get rid of the uneasy factor, make the whole city safer. Won't it work? The key is to make the wife happy. On the other hand, Empress Yihe didn't expect this assassination to make husband so worried about her. When husband goes to the store tomorrow, must hurry up and find out who is behind the scenes. Putian was thinking that this assassination made the wife so frightened, pretend to go to the store tomorrow, have to hurry up and chat with the behind the scenes. Putian thought that he can't let his wife encounter this kind of danger again. Empress Yihe thought that she can't let her husband encounter this kind of danger again. Next day, when Putian was leaving for his shop, Empress Yihe kisses him. He told her that he is go to the store. Empress Yihe told him to come back sooner. She told him to come back early. She will wait for him to come back for dinner. When he was leaving, he was thinking of settling the bill completely with those people. There can only be beauty and sweetness in his wife's world. With the deity present in Fengjing City, there will be absolutely no chaos. When he comes out of the house, he goes into a ally. When no one was looking, he unsealed his 1,000,000 points. He fly into the sky. Everyone was looking at there. Putian was floating into the air. He fly towards a mansion and stopped on top of it. The study room in the mansion. A man was scolding another man that, "Why have the people they sent out disappeared? He is King Ning." He asked them that, "Who the hell did it? Is there no clue at all?" Other man said to him that, to be able to do it so quietly, 80% of it is the hand of some strong person. King Ning said it's impossible. It is possible to make a group of great cultivators in the concentrate realm disappear out of thin air. Not to mention the Shenfeng dynasty, even the entire Nanzhou, he can't find anyone who can do it. Other man said, "Could it be an immortal?" King Ning said, "It's impossible. Where are the immortals in the world? If there are immortals who want to do things, the entire Shenfeng dynasty is not enough to watch." He was very angry. He said that if Fu Tianyu was assassinated in the street, the entire Fengjing City would inevitably be in turmoil. This king has reason to dispatch the Black Dragon Army to pacify theme chaos, and can take back the throne that should belong to this king from the ugly woman Li Siyu. The other man was also disappointed. he said. After so many years of plan, it should be foolproof. What a pity, he said, that after this time, the Empress will definitely strengthen her vigilance. It will be difficult to come here. Suddenly all of the heard a voice saying, instead of complaining here, it's better to take care of their king and save their life. Everyone was alert. King Ning asked, who is it? The yellow hair man saw something. That was Pu Tian, who was like a ghost. King Ning said, what a rat, dare to trespass the king's mansion. He was thinking, how did that person get in? The palace is heavily guarded. The lowest ones here are all great cultivators, and there are 3 masters of the profound. No one found out. Pu Tian told him that he don't need to know who he is. Remember his words? Keep theirselves safe. Don't disturb Fengjing City. King Ning said that, hiding head and showing tail, what kind of thing is na? Why should this king listen to him? King Ning was thinking that, he has worked so hard to plan for so many years, and everything is ready. How can he give up because of a little threat? King Ning asked Pu Tian that, don't he know how to live or die? There is a crouching tiger and hidden dragon in this king's mansion. He is alone. Dare to threaten this king. Why don't he ask the senior master in the mansion to agree or not? That guy with a hoodie was smiling. He is Master Black, who killed the powerhouse of the 5th level of Profound. King Ning knows that, once one person destroyed a city, making the whole Nanzhao feel the fear of the big devil, this king dedicated his favorite concubine to him before drawing him over. He is the #1 expert in the mansion. Master Black said Pu Tian that, since he is here, he wouldn't leave alive. He used his dark magic to attack Pu Tian, which formed a skull shape. Pu Tian said, unreasonable junior, dare to take action against this deity. He only used his 2 fingers and released lots of spiritual energy of it, and killed Master Black with it. There was smoke everywhere. There was only Master Black's shadow remain. All the other guys were too scared. King Ning fall on the ground, he said. This is impossible. This king must be dreaming. Pu Tian said, he will wake him up then. He shoots a spiritual energy between King Ning's legs. King Ning was too scared he peed in his pants. Pu Tian said to him that, if he don't listen to him, insist on disturbing Fengjing's peace, this will be his fate. While saying that, Pu Tian disappeared into thin air. That yellow hair boy asked King Ning if he is okay. He asked him, what do they next? Other master who were with Master Black were also scared. They asked him what to do. They said that, even the Black Kill was killed in seconds. The throne was hopeless. King Ning was getting angry hearing them. He started shouted, destroying things. He said, throne originally belonged to the king. He is a dragon among men. How could be frightened by such trivial matters? Yellow-haired man asked him that, what to do then? King Ning said, isn't he a super expert? He told Yellow-hair man to go and take his secret order. Find someone from the 6 sects. Look at that black shadow that can instantly kill Master Black. He should be at least at the 4th level of divine fire. There are such old monsters in the 6 major sects. This king will give him a right. He stands on the table and said, for the throne, this king has sacrificed himself. King Ning told that yellow hair man to that. He should tell them to bring out those super combat powers who are cultivating behind their backs. What do they want? He will satisfy them. That yellow hair man laughed and asked King Ning, do we want to change his clothes first? When King Ning looks down, he was that he had peed himself. He was too embarrassed. He told all of them to get out. Outside in the master, Pu Tian was walking. He said, it's still early, so why don't go walk? He noticed some people coming. They were releasing some kind of demonic QI. When Pu Tian saw them, he thought that the inner circle of Fengjing is really filthy. This man exudes a familiar demon energy. It's so flamboyant on the street. Want to do things again. He thought that he have to go and see. If something happens that affects wife's mood, it will be a big problem. Pu Tian saw those men entering a palace. That is the King Yu's palace. One of the 4 kings with different surnames in the Shen Feng dynasty. He thought, is all the kings so restless? He was very angry. He thought that the mortals from the lower realms, obviously so weak, yet each one is full of ambitions, always trying to disturb the love and affection between him and his wife. What a mess. He thought that it's still early anyway, so he should deal with it along the way. He goes inside that palace. In King Yu Palace secret room, a man in a black hoodie was standing. A different man come to him. He greets that man who was in the black hoodie. He said, Venerable He Yan, what are the instructions? Pu Tian make his body invisible and was seating beside them on a chair. He was thinking that the King Yu, who covered the sky with one hand in the Shengfeng dynasty, was so respectful to this venerable. Pu Tian thought that this person's method has a kind of familiar feeling. The Shenfeng dynasty had 4 kings with different surnames. They are King Yu, King Wu, King Yue, King Mu. Their ancestors followed the Emperor Shenfeng to conquer this dynasty and made great contributions. The throne was hereditary. The descendants would enjoy the grace forever, now that the royal family is on the decline. The prestige and power of the 4 royal palaces are on a par with the royal family. That man with the black hoodie told King Yu that the cult leader is going to open a branch of the evil god cult in Nanzhou. This matter is solely responsible for it. King Yu blew down in front of him and said to him that he will not disappoint the cult leader. That black hoodie guy also gets on his knees and said, "The brilliance of the great evil god will surely benefit the entire Xuantian territory. Believers like him are willing to dedicate everything, including their own life, to the great cause of the evil god." Pu Tian thought that, it's really mixed up. There are so many people behind the scenes trying to doing things. Does this mean Thui don't want his wife to have a quiet life? That hoodie guy being out a statue for his bag, it was black evil-looking statue, he said. This time, the cult leader ordered him to give King Yu a Dharma image, blessed by the evil god. He said, "It contains the supreme demonic power of Lord Evil God. It can be worshipped every day. At critical moments, it can save his life." King Yu accepted that statue and said, "Thanks for the protection of the evil god." When Pu Tian saw that statue, he was surprised. He said, "Isn't this the evil god of the little devil?" As an unparalleled demon venerable, Lin Tianhong has 10 major demon generals as juniors, each of which is a super powerhouse at the peak of the demon emperor realm. And this evil god is the junior of the gore fiend emperor. "It is the junior of Lin Tianhong's junior," Pu Tian said. "It looks like his junior's junior is doing something. Want to beat up the gore fiend? Give a warning." He grabbed his junior's ear and told him that his junior has been a little bit mess around recently. His junior will blow down and ask him to spare his life. He said that his junior is conscientiously wreaking havoc, hasn't done anything good. He asked Pu Tian that if his junior does anything, tell him he'll tear him apart. When Pu Tian saw him, he thought that they follow the demon Dao and destroy everywhere. There's nothing wrong with them, he said. Forget it. Let's see what they're going to do next. If the tranquility of Fengjing City was detoured, it would not be too late to take action against them. When Pu Tian come out of that palace, he said he want to remind Empress Shenfeng to prepare early. Oregon. Give her some pointers to practice and help her improve her strength in several realms, so she can stop this situation, protect him and his wife's comfortable and ordinary life. Pu Tian said if he had known, he would bring 2 little demon generals out to run errands. He wouldn't have to do it himself. When he looks at the sky, he said, "It's getting late. He have to go back." He decided that he should find some time, go to the palace, and train that unsatisfactory Empress. On the other side at his home, Empress Yaihe was worried. She said, "What's the matter with husband? Why haven't come back at this hour? Will there be more riots?" She waits for him while walking. She gets angry. She said, "These stinky mice, she must clean up all of him as soon as possible. She want to go out and look for him. But what if the husband comes back?" She thought that she should mobilize all the 6 sects and search the whole city. Just make sure that the husband is safe. Don't disturb the husband. Suddenly a voice comes, "Wife, husband is back." She was surprised. It was Pu Tian. Empress Yihe goes to him. She was very angry. She asked him, "Where did he go? Why did he only come back now?" Pu Tian knows that she is angry. His wife would only call him a ghost at times like this. He was hiding a wooden box. He was already prepared. She shows that to her saying, "Husband, prepare this for her." Empress Yihe gets that. When she opens it, it was a hairpin. She asked him, "Why did he buy it?" Pu Tian hold her hand. He gets near her face and asks, "Wife, do you still remember 10 years ago today?" He said it was on the bank of the rainy river when they first met. Empress Yaihe said yes. She said that day she was 16 years, chased by gangsters. She was running for them. She collided with a man and falls on the ground. That day she met her husband, hiding her underwater. She just escaped the catastrophe. Pu Tian hugged her. He said that day was the beginning of their relationship. He searched for a long time, found this phoenix hairpin for her as an anniversary gift, he said. Although it is just an ordinary hairpin, he hope wife will not dislike it. Pu Tian put that hairpin on her hair. Empress Yihe cover her face. She was crying. She called him. When Pu Tian gets near her, she gets angry and asks him, "Where did he get the money to buy hairpin?" Pu Tian didn't prepare an answer for that. Empress Yihe grabbed his ears and asked him, did he secretly hide his private money behind her back? Pu Tian said he saved money to buy hairpin for wife today. She smiles. She was teasing him. She asked him that. Now the money is not easy to make. Why buy this thing? She said, wouldn't it be nice for her to buy some more fabric and make some decent clothes for him? Putian was very happy. He goes near her. Then they kiss each other. They were on their house door. Some people were watching them. They said, this dog food is really filling, but it's a little sour. When Putian and Empress Yihi saw them, both of them looks at each other and run inside their house. Putian said, oops, intoxicated for a while. Forgot the place. He asked her if they continue. She was embarrassed. She said, just keep going. Again they kiss each other inside their house. They spanned a lovely night again. In midnight, when Empress Yihi wake up, she was Putian sleep beside her. She thought that, this hairpin is much more precious than the rare treasures presented by the princes and ministers at the annual birthday banquet. She will take it with her forever. She touched Putian's chest and said, husband, I love you. She kisses him and said good night, another beautiful day. They slept well. Next day in Putian's workplace. He was make wooden statue of female goddess. Suddenly someone his door by kicking on it. They shouted, where is the shop owner? They were the people of 6th Department. Putian was very angry. He knows that. The leader of the team is the first level of Chui gathering. The few followers behind him are the 8th or 9th level of foundation. The 6th Department are also declining. There are no talents. Putian said I'm coming. He goes there. He called them load and said he is the owner of the shop. He humbly asked him, what are they looking for? They said, by the order of the Queen of Tianfeng, investigate the assassination of General Fu. Putian gets asked if they come to the wrong place. That guy said to Putian that, after investigation, this officer suspects that he have something to do with those assassins. Putian was surprised. He gets angry, but then he calmed down and said to them that they are wronged. He is just an ordinary person at the 6th level of foundation. How could he have anything to do with assassins? That man said to Putian, does it matter? Do we have the final say? Putian gets very angry. He released lots of spiritual energy. Those guys get scared. They said, what's going on? Why do we feel cold for a while? Putian make a spiritual fire in his hand. But he thought that, it's a pleasure to kill them for deity, in case more people from 6th Department are provoked. It's not good to make things bigger. He thought that his wife likes to live here. For her, he has to endure bankruptcy is to silence them quietly. Putian called them and said that his business is a small business. It hasn't opened today. He have no money. Can he accommodate one or two? When he go back, get the money. Coming here to serve. That man shouted at him. No money, go back and get it. Do we think the officer is free? There are still so many stores that he haven't searched. He destroyed Putian's table and said, if waiting for him to go back, he is afraid Putian will pack up and run away. Putian was barely controlling himself. She said, please rest assured, Lord. That man called others to take Putian to the 6th Department prison. They grabbed Putian and put him on the ground. Putian thought that, for the wife, he have to endure till dark at most. He was angry thinking that, the upper beam is not straight, the lower beam is crooked. He just planned to destroy him, but now his family is finished. Putian look at that man. He thought that this man is going to say hello to people in hell. 18 levels of hell, let them take turns to enjoy 1,000,000 times, then let them reincarnate as pigs. That man told other guys to inform Putian's family to come to 6th Department to get money to redeem him. That man looks at Putian and said that, if they can't take him out, he will be executed as an assassin, and they will receive a reward from the boss. On the other side in their house, Empress Yihi was drying the clothes. She took Putian's clothes and hugged it. She said that, after adding a little husband's taste, she can go to the palace to do errands. Suddenly she hears someone knocking their house door. She run there. She opened the door and asked, who is be looking for? That man said, is it Lin Tianhong's home? She said, yeah, what's the matter? They showed her a paper and tell her that they suspect that her man has something to do with the assassination of General Fu. If want to be freed, bring the money to the 6th Department prison to redeem him. Empress Yihi looks at them angry. That man throws that paper and told to don't be late. While leaving they said, hurry up. There are many more to send. Empress Yihi thought that, it's 6th Department. How did this happen? She picked up that pappy. She was thinking, why the crime rate is so high. The crime rate has not been able to go down, but it turned out to be unjustly imprisoned, collect black money behind her back. She was very angry that how dare they do that. She burnt that paper in his hands. She said that, there are such scumbags in the court, they have captured her husband. Dare to touch her man, courting death. She decided to go and save her husband first. and then let the palace handle it. She collected money in a box. She said this should be enough. She used thousands of miles of sound transmission method and sent message with a spiritual bird. That bird fly to the palace. On the other, those 6 department guys put Pu Tian into a prison. Pu Tian shouted, "Lord, it's injustice." A other guy from another cell said, "Injustice, Lord. The little man is illiterate. How could it be possible to communicate with the enemy by letter?" Another guy said, "Sir, you are wrong. The little man is a blind man. How can he peep at the girl's bath?" A man who was in the same cell as Pu Tian said, "Sir, the little man had an accident when he was a child. His legs were broken. How could stole the official's house?" That official said to Pu Tian that these are people who can't afford to pay. He told Pu Tian that if his family can't bring 100 taels of silver, then don't even think about going out. Pu Tian told him to don't worry. He said his wife will bring the money. That official said to other that this kid is still funny. Now he can buy some things for the roses, peony and durian in Kihonglu. To please her, she didn't let me touch her for several days. Pu Tian was thinking that he should hold on, let his wife worry about him. This money is their reminder. Suddenly a guy come and told that official that this kid's wife is here. He told him to bring her. Pu Tian looks at the door. Empress Yihe comes running calling for her. When Pu Tian saw her, he said, "Wife, husband is okay. Don't be afraid." When that official saw Empress Yihe, he said Pu Tian that he is so blessed. He said, "There is such a peerless, beautiful girl. You two must be singing every night." Pu Tian was now very angry. He thinking that he can't take it anymore. Is there any way to keep the wife from realizing that it was him and kill these guys in an instant? Empress Yihe goes to that official and said, "Here's the silver," and ask him to let go of her husband. She was thinking that such a scum came out of the 6th department. What a shame. It's a shame for the entire Shenfeng dynasty. It's time for a big cleanup and get these worms and their families out. When she offered him that box with money, that official trying to touch Empress Yihe's hand, he was smiling like a pervert. Empress Yihe free her hand and shouted, "What are you doing?" That official throw that box on the ground and said to her that this officer suddenly found out that her man has more clues about collaborating with the enemy. 100 taels is not enough. He was thinking that there is such a peerless stunner, marry such a powerless waste. What a waste. Empress Yihe was angry. She asked him, what do he want? He told to her, go with this officer, be his concubine. Then he would, considering letting him go. Pu Tian was very angry. He melted those prison bars with his hands. Empress Yihe said to him that he is so lawless. Is he not afraid that his boss will punish him for using power for personal gain? They laugh at her. They said they are scared to death. Empress Yihe told him that, if he is afraid, let them go. Official said his boss is his uncle. How can he get scared? Both Pu Tian and Empress Yihe was very angry. They can't take it anymore. Bullying my husband-wife like this. Even if reveal the identity, must chop this beast to pieces first. Explain to him, her later. Empress Yihe thought that she can't let them die too soon. She summons fire in her hand. She thought that she will burn him alive with heart-burning palm. Pu Tian also thought that he can't let them die in an instant. It's too cheap for them. Just use the bone-turning force to smash the bones of their whole body, turning Thwom into a pool of rotten meat, scared to death. Suddenly some from Empress Yihe's shouted, presumptuous, he said. In the 6th department, actually know the law and break the law. Do you still have the law of kingdom in your eyes? And Her Majesty the Empress. That was a man from the palace, but those officials don't know him. They ask him, who are you? Dare to run wild at the 6th department. A man was also beside that man from palace. She was very angry. That man goes and slaps that official. He said, little bastard, who gave you dog guts? That man was official's uncle. Official asked him, why is he hitting him? His uncle told him to bastard. Kneel down and kowtow. The official kneeled down in front of that man and asked for forgiveness. He said he is little blind dog. Please forgive him. His uncle kick him and told him to don't open high mouth. That official slaps himself. When Pu Tian and Empress Yihe saw that, they released their power. They said come at the right time. They don't have to expose their power now. That man who was from the palace said to Director Zhang that he is such a big dog. The court arrested the suspects. They actually took the opportunity to make money. Shame on the majesty of the imperial court. Damaged the reputation of Her Majesty the Empress. That official and his uncle kneeled down in front of that yellow-hair boy and asked for forgiveness. That boy told other officers to take them down. That man noticed that Pu Tian and Empress Yihe were looking at him. When he saw Empress Yihe, she was very angry. That yellow-hair boy gets too scared seeing her. He bowed before them and said that this how is not strict, he wronged them, and it almost caused a catastrophe. Empress Yihe called him Lord and said, Lord must decide for her and other common people. Absurd things like oppressing good people actually happened at the feet of the Empress, she asked him. Is she have to wait for people to live in trembling all day long? Yellow Hair Boy told them to don't worry, he said. This how will definitely punish those uncle and nephew severely. Give an explanation to them and the people of the whole city, she angrily asked him. Is it just the two of them? That boy was scared. While trembling, he said, That's right. Such ethos must be uprooted. Putian was looking at her talking to that high-ranking man. He said to her that this person is the master of the profound realm and the Empress's confidant. It can be said that he has power over the court and the opposition. Putian didn't expect to be so sensible. When Empress Ye hears him, she smiles and said, That's right. She didn't think about it. She thought the upper beam was not straight, and the lower beam was crooked. Almost gave up on the Empress and her ministers. Putian said to her that, This boy is so sensible. Can they get back the money that was robbed just now? This is their family's life-saving money. Empress Yihe bowed down in front of that boy and said, Please, How Lord, can you return the 100 taels of silver that the little girl's family was extorted from? She said this little girl and her husband will thank him very much. That yellow hair boy said, Just what the heck, such unreasonable things must be double compensated. He told his mans to take 200 taels. He said this how is not strict in governing, so it will be deducted from his salary. Both Empress Yihe and Putian were happy. The thanked Lord Hao, Empress Yihe hold Putian's hand and told him to go home. At their home, Putian hugged Empress Yihe. He said, Wife, you were frightened. You were almost killed by that beast. Empress Yihe was blushing, she said. As long as her husband is by her side, she is not afraid of anything. Both of them decided that Zhang Tianhao's family is finished. Putian said, Wife, just had a disaster. Let's relax together. Empress Yihe was embarrassed. She said, How to relax? Putian said, Let's do something interesting together. They kissed each other, and they had a very loving day and night. Next day, Putian said goodbye to his wife, saying he is going to the store. When he comes out of the house, he gets serious and said, The first job today is to destroy the Zhang family. He goes to their house. When he saw their house, he said, Such a small ant. How could afford to live in such a mansion? How much oil and water did really scrape off? When he looks at the house, he thought that, in broad daylight, why is no one guarding the door? He looks around himself. When no one was looking, he teleported himself in Zhang family hall. But there was not a single person. Putian thought this is weird. He used his time and space reappear technique. A huge portal appeared in front of him. In that portal he saw that a day ago that yellow hair boy destroyed Zhang family's front door. Catch all the family members to be beheaded tomorrow. When Putian see that, he thought that, is corruption and extortion are crimes against the 9 clans? Oregon, is it time to lead the team? Putian's anger got down. He said, Someone will do it, so he won't have to do it. But he was angry that they die so easy. In the palace, Empress Yihe was seating on the throne. A dragon made of spiritual energy was roaming around her. Everyone was kneeling in front of her. That general was also there. He was thinking that she just came back from the expedition, and the state of her majesty, the Empress, has reached an unbelievable level. She don't dare to look directly at this arrogant and domineering aura. A old man said to Empress Yihe that the assassin's matter has been investigated. The assassin who assassinated General Fu was sent by King Ning. He wants to take this opportunity to dispatch the Black Dragon army to capital to seize the throne. When other ministers heard him, they were surprised that King Ning wants to rebel. Another minister said, How could King Ning be so confused? Empress Yihe smiles, she said. It turned out to be her good uncle. She was very angry, she said, since it was he who made the move first. Don't blame her for not thinking about blood and family. She leave it to General Tianyu. General Tianyu bow in front of her. That old minister said to Empress Yihe that there is one more thing that Shenfeng spies come to report. The Beiwei Venerable of the Black and White Taoist Palace. The Red Dragon Venerable of Qianlong Temple. Tianji, Venerable of Wuji Sect. The Rose Venerable of Wanhua Valley. Jingshuan, Venerable of Qingshuan Sect. The Divine Sword Venerable of the Sky Splitting Sword Sect. All 6 Venerable in the Divine Fire Realm are rushing to Fengjing City. That yellow hair boy said to Empress Yihe that they are all the supreme elders of the 6 strongest sects in this dynasty. They rarely show up, so what is the point of coming to capital together? Empress Yahe was angry. She said that, if she is not mistaken, her uncle offered these 6 sects an offer they couldn't refuse. Maybe things revealed, the battle of the beast. General was thinking that, what is the advantage that can make the venerable of divine fire realm take action? Looking at the whole Nanzhou, it is the peak combat power. A minister said, the 6 divine fire realm, plus King Ning's Black Dragon army. How would they fight? Other ministers said that they can also invite experts, he said. There is no other sect that has masters at the divine fire realm. Empress Yahi was thinking that this empress has just awakened the divine consciousness of Empress Thunhe, although entered the state very quickly, but in the face of 6 masters from the divine fire realm teaming up, can only barely draw a tie. Empress Yi has stand up on her seat and said that, since these old things dare to come and meddle in her struggle for the throne, she released lots of spiritual energy that covered the whole palace. She said, then she will meet them. All the generals and ministers were too surprised. They thought that, Her Majesty lives in seclusion. Her realm is so terrifying. Everyone shouted, they will follow His Majesty to the death, fight against powerful enemies together, defend their home and dynasty. Empress Yihi thought that, she must not let the flames of war burn to the capital and hurt her husband. In the capital, everyone was talking that, there is going to be a war. King Ning is coming with 300,000 Black Dragon army, a guy said. He heard that there are 6 venerable, what to do, will they all die? On that night, Pu Tian was eating dinner with Empress Yihe. She said to Pu Tian that Fengjing City is not peaceful recently, so he should don't run around if he have nothing to do. Pu Tian told her to don't worry. He said he will be careful. After she left, Pu Tian was very angry, thinking that, those group of rats, they are so daring. They didn't listen to his warning, let his wife worry. He was releasing lots of demon QI. He thought that, a mere little king from the lower realms made his wife so frightened, he will be not merciful and arrange a group extermination for them. He controlled his demon QI and released his spiritual energy around him. His spiritual energy first cover the capital and cover the whole kingdom. He felt that, the big force just 100 miles away. He thought that, these 6 are foreign aid, a little bit bigger than the previous little ants. He teleported himself and goes in front of King Ning's big tent. A soldier goes running inside that tent to report. Pu Tian also goes inside. The soldier said to King Ning that, the 6 masters of divine fire are about to rush to Fengjing City. They send subordinate to inform him that he can send troops to attack now. They will come to support immediately. Another man was beside King Ning. He said, as long as that sneaky rat appears, 6 venerable can capture him, for the sake of the king. When Pu Tian hears them, he thought, who are they still ambushing? King Ning smiles and said, he wants to chop him into 8 pieces with his own hands. He ordered the 3 armies to immediately set off to take down the palace. He said he will reward them for catching that stinky girl Li Xiu. Pu Tian said that, this little thing in the divine fire realm is not tricky for the him. He decided that he will care of it. And as for this King Ning, let the Empress deal with it. Just to test whether this perennially invisible Empress has the strength to guard Fengjing City. He thought that, if she can't deal with the little things, she can't protect the peace of Tianfeng City. That will disturb the stable life that his wife desires most. Then he has to re-elect a capable emperor for Tianfeng Kingdom. He teleported himself from there. In King Ning's camp, King Ning was standing on a stage. He said, soldiers, this king has something to announce. He looks at a paper, and then said that, the Empress is young, so she is incapable of governing the kingdom. This caused frequent civil strife. His Tianfeng ancestor have taught and protected all people thoroughly. He will not forget for a moment. The soldiers of the 3 armies will follow him, rebuild a peaceful Tianfeng kingdom, build a great cause that will never end. Soldiers were confused, they were not saying anything. King Ning saw that he was thinking, what's going on? Don't these country bumpkins give him some voice for his impassioned speech? That man who was beside King Ning said, cough, and asked those soldiers, do they have anything they want to express to His Royal Highness King Ning? When soldiers heard him, they started cheering. They said, abolish the old and establish the new. His Highness King Ning is the best candidate. His Royal Highness. King Ning is like a king, deserves the throne. Oh, long live King Ning. His Royal Highness King Ning has the world in mind. He is a wise king in this world. Destiny belongs. They are willing to follow His Royal Highness King Ning. When King Ning hears them, he was comfortable. He was a little more cheering. His general bowed down in front on him, and said, Your Highness, King Ning, "The supplies are ready, Your Highness. Please give instructions." King Ning raised his sword and said, "All will obey orders. Catch the useless woman. Reward 10,000 taels. Seal 10,000 households." Soldiers started howling. King Ning smiles, thinking that all is ready except for the opportunity. His wish will come true soon. On Fengjing City Tower, a soldier comes to report to Empress Yihe. She was ready for battle. She was wearing a silver armor. That soldier report that a large army of troops appeared in front of their city. It was confirmed by their spies that it was King Ning's army. Empress Yihe thought that, since he intended to destroy the peace of the Empress and husband, don't blame the Empress for taking care of him. She called Minister Huang Tianhao and told him that, if she lose this battle, then send someone to Hongyue woodcarving shop to take her husband away, the farther the better. Minister bowed down and said, "Yes, Empress." She called General Tianyu and told her to fight alongside her. She comes down and told them to set off. Empress Yihe was thinking that she really don't want to leave his husband. What about the Empress? What about the Central Heavenly Empress? Those are not as good as him. The days with him are the happiest days of her life. So this battle, she must win. In woods outside the city, those master for the 6 sects were going towards the capital. One master asked another, "Who do we think is the mysterious person at King Ning's mansion?" Female master said that a powerhouse above the 4th level of the divine fire realm is very rare in the territory of the Shenfeng dynasty. It must not be some unknown person. A old master said that the small talk ends here. He said to them that King Ning's army has started. He told everyone to go fast. They were seating around a tree. Qingshuan sect Jingshuan Venerable said that King Ning gave them the treasure map of Tianho Sanren. He'll help him win this mortal throne. This deal is profitable, not bad. Black and White Dao Palace. Beiwei Venerable said that Tianho Sanren is a peerless master who breaks through this realm. His treasure is very important to them. If they, cultivators of the divine fire realm, can survive the 4 great catastrophes of wind, fire, thunder, and heart, they will be able to truly reborn and live 1,000 years. Heavenly Dragon Temple, Red Dragon. Venerable told him to stop showing off his little knowledge with his yin and yang face. He said, he still have to thank this mysterious person for giving him the opportunity to break through the shackles of this realm. Sky-splitting sword sect. Holy Sword Master said that, unexpectedly, this little mortal, King Ning, could get the treasure map of Tianhuo Sanren, Wanhua Valley. Rose Venerable was seating on a tree branch. While laughing, she said, "Then this time, they must help this King Ning take the throne." Wuji sect, Tianji Venerable said to her that a mere little girl in her early 20s is not worthy of the old man's hand. The old man is only interested in that mysterious man. Suddenly a voice comes saying, "You are too slow." Everyone gets alert. They ask, "Who is there?" It was Pu Tian, who was standing on top of a tree, releasing lots of dark spiritual energy. He said to them that this seat has been waiting for a long time. Everyone was little scared that they didn't even realize he was there. Now they knows that the realm of this person is above them. Red Dragon Venerable comes forward and asks him that he must be the Venerable at the divine fire realm who threatened King Ning. He makes a dragon with spiritual energy and said, "This seat advises fellow Taoists to leave quickly. Don't wade into this muddy water. Otherwise, life is at stake." He told Pu Tian to don't forget, they have 6 masters here. He shouted and told Pu Tian to back off obediently. Pu Tian laughs and said, "Small cultivators in the lower realms." He thought that it's ridiculous ignorance. Even the top immortals and demon generals in the upper world would kneel down and lick his shoes when they saw him. Pu Tian told them to, "Let's get started." They should use their acrobatics to please him. They were surprised that he didn't even pay attention to him and the other 6. Tianji Venerable pulled out his sword and told them, "Get out of the way." He attacked Pu Tian, saying, "You hide your head and show your tail. The old man wants to see what skills you have. Take it 40 meters, great sword." Pu Tian smiles and said it just the light of rice grains. That old man gets angry. He said, "How dare you, then die under the light of the rice grains." He thrust his sword into Pu Tian's stomach. Other master said that this old holy sword is really short-tempered, and his first move is a killer move. He said, under this kind of power, "Can that guy survive?" The old man said, "Maybe." There was nothing on the ground. He said that if it's a one-hit kill, it's great. A guy said that the Holy Sword Master is very powerful. Suddenly a voice come that they are wrong. It was Pu Tian, who was not even a bit injured. "Holy Sword Master died," Pu Tian said. "The loser is the Holy Sword." Everyone was scared when they saw that Pu Tian killed him. That old man asked him, is he at the pinnacle of the divine fire realm? Putian smiles at them and told him that it's his turn. That old man told Putian to wait. He asked Putian, do he know the consequences of killing them? Putian smiles and asks them what the consequences are. That old man said to him that his realm is extraordinary. They are not as good as him, he warned King Ning, just because he don't want him to rebel. But if he want to kill them, he will offend the 6 major sects. The entire Shenfeng dynasty will also be ruined. He asked Putian, is this what he want to see? The 6 sects had a great cultivator at the peak of the divine fire realm. He told Putian that it's better to stop here, don't hurt his peace. Putian smiles and said that they reminded him he will destroy the 6 sects by the way. Those master realized that this guy is not threatened by the sect behind them. That old man told everyone, now go to their own destiny. Everyone tried to run away from Putian. Putian said that when meet this deity, even an immortal emperor can't run away. With just a single slice of his hand, he grabbed all those master in his spiritual power. They could not even move. They shouted, it's impossible. How can he do this? They realized that he is not in the peak of the divine fire realm. He is immortal. They said Almighty forgive them. Putian just flick his fingers and all of them blast mad died. Putian said, what a nest of cockroaches. He thought that he should destroy the so-called 6 sects too, to avoid trouble.